What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Poppy JT, and I'm back to you guys with another video. Before I begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe. I upload NFL videos and college football videos daily, so make sure to subscribe so you guys never miss a video. And I have on a special guest today. I have Quincy Bell Sports. He uploads NFL videos and college football videos as well, so you guys can make sure to check out his channel. It will be down in the description and the comment section down below. And me and him are going to be doing our divisional round picks and predictions. So Quincy will have the floor first. So Quincy, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. I'm pretty upset that my Bears lost. Cody Parkey should be gone. I hear Robbie Gould's in free agency, so I mean, hopefully we get him back. But hey, best of luck to the Eagles, honestly. But yeah, I'm doing all right.
All right, man. So here is the first game. We have the Chiefs and the Colts. Who do you have in that game?
Well, I thought the Texans would beat the Colts, but the Colts have really surprised me. They started 1-5 and then are 10-6. They've just been the hottest team in the NFL. And the last time these teams played, I mean, it was, what were the Chiefs up like by 30? And then the Colts ended up storming back. And we all know how Andy Reid does in the playoffs. So, I mean, Chiefs are favored by 5.5. I think the Chiefs are really tough to beat at home, and I don't think the Colts are going to be able to get it done. I do think they'll hold it closer than a lot of people are thinking, but I'm going to take the Chiefs 21-17.
Okay, so you have the Chiefs, and
yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay, so who do you have for the Cowboys and the Rams?
Cowboys and Rams. I didn't think Dallas would get by Seattle too. I went 1-3 in the wild card. I was
so did I, man.
But I think this one the Rams are favored by 7. I think I know Dallas's defense played really well against Seattle, but I don't see them holding up that well against the Rams. I'm taking the Rams 35-27.
And now we have the Sunday slate of games. We have the Chargers versus the Patriots. Who do you have there?
All right. This is a really interesting one. I think the Chargers are overall a better team this year. I mean, Brady has digressed, and he doesn't have the supporting cast that he used to have. Nonetheless, the Patriots are still favored by 4. I'm actually going to take the Chargers in this one because I think it's always interesting to see the divisional game because you've got the wild card team that's coming off a bunch of momentum versus the rested team in the one that has the bye. I'm taking the Chargers here. I think they've overall been a better team. I think I'm going to take Chargers 28-24.
And for the last game, we have the Eagles and the Saints. Who do you have there?
Well, the Eagles did not look that good offensively against the Rams. Granted, it was against one of the best defenses in the NFL, but it's so tough to win in the Dome. I mean, the Saints are what are they? They're favored by 8. I don't see the Eagles pulling off more magic. I don't see it happening. I mean, the Superdome is way tougher than Soldier Field, and I honestly think that the Saints would get this one, although Saints 35, Eagles 21.
Okay, so for your picks, you have the Chiefs beating the Colts, you have the Rams over the Cowboys, you have the Chargers over the Patriots, and you have the Saints over the Eagles.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now for my picks, I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts. I chose them to beat Houston just because Deshaun Watson had a terrible offensive line, and Houston's wide receiver core was very, very depleted. And we saw that. Many people thought with Kiki QT coming back, they would kind of get a spark, but really, he didn't really do anything. DeAndre Hopkins got double teamed for most of the game, and with the injury of Demaryius Thomas and the depleted offensive line in Houston, probably the worst. And we saw that time and time, snap after snap, Deshaun Watson under duress, running for his life. So I chose the Colts to win that game. That was the only game I got right. And I'm going to choose the Colts to beat the Chiefs simply for the fact that I think the Colts are a more complete football team than what the Kansas City Chiefs are. Because when you look at all the games that Patrick Mahomes has lost, he lost all those games when he wasn't on the field. The defense was on the field, and the defense ended up letting the team score at the end of the game. And I feel this is going to be a similar scenario. We saw what Andrew Luck did in the first quarter against the Houston Texans defense, and I think that's going to be a similar story against the Kansas City Chiefs, who have one of the worst defense in the NFL. I think they're like 31st in total defense. So I'm going to take the Colts winning that game. I think it'll be pretty high scoring. I think the Colts will edge out the Chiefs 35-31. And for the Cowboys and Rams, I chose the Seattle Seahawks to win. I had a feeling the Cowboys were going to win, but I don't like the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, I think I'm going to choose them to beat the Rams simply for the fact that when the Rams actually played a world team, Jared Goff didn't really look that well. I believe they lost. I forgot what team they lost to a few weeks ago, but they didn't really look that well. I think it was on Sunday Night Football. Was it the Eagles?
That was against my Bears.
Yeah, it was against the Bears, and they didn't look that good. And even though they played a few cupcake teams like the Arizona Cardinals, I don't think the LA Rams are going to be able to beat the Cowboys. We saw what the Cowboys did to Seattle's run game. We saw what they were able to do to Russell Wilson. DeMarcus Lawrence and that defensive line is just too athletic for the LA Rams to handle, in my opinion. And I think Dak Prescott, even though he didn't really have the best game, I think he's going to be able to do enough to beat the LA Rams defense, who really hasn't played up to their talent that they have on their team all season, in my opinion. I think their defense should be a lot better according to the players that they have on their team. Aqib Talib, who missed a lot of time, Marcus Peters. I think their defense...
Marcus Peters has been awful this year. Like, he's really been awful this year.
Yeah, I've been very, very disappointed with the LA Rams. And I think that the Dallas Cowboys, I hate saying this, but I think the Cowboys, if they're able to get the run game going, I think they're going to be able to beat the Rams. It's going to be a close game. I think the Cowboys end up winning 24-17. And for the Chargers and the New England Patriots, that's probably the most interesting game to me, because we saw the LA Chargers, what they did to Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. I chose the Baltimore Ravens to win that game, even though I knew it was a strong possibility that the Chargers could win, because the LA Chargers are the first team, to play the Baltimore Ravens twice since Lamar Jackson became the starter. And I knew since they'd be the only team to have seen that offense twice, they would most likely have a better game plan. And we saw that. Gus Bradley had a great game plan, controlled the game for most of the duration until the fourth quarter, when Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens were able to get a comeback going until he has done all entire year, fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball against the Kansas City Chiefs too, which is another reason why Kansas City won that game also. But I'm going to take the New England Patriots. I know the LA Chargers have the better talent, but we have seen... How many times have we seen this story before with the New England Patriots in the playoffs? Them not being the most talented team, but being the most well-coached team, and being the better coached team, and being the more disciplined team. And I think with that, I'm going to choose the New England Patriots, even though we have saw a decline in Tom Brady and a decline in Rock Gronkowski, who has looked like... Dude doesn't even look like he can even run. He's been running like an offensive lineman this entire year. But we have saw Tom Brady with terrible supporting cast around him and still make it to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to choose the New England Patriots to beat the Los Angeles Chargers, especially since it's at Foxborough. We already know what happens at Foxborough. It's almost impossible to win there, and so many things happen at Foxborough. So I'm going to go with the New England Patriots to win 28-24. And now with the last game, I have the Eagles and the Saints. The last time the Eagles and the Saints played, it was a massacre. The New Orleans Saints, they scored 47, 48 points, I believe, and the Eagles only scored one touchdown. I think we're going to see a similar case there. The Nick Foles magic, I don't believe it. He had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 212 passing yards. He didn't really look that impressive to me, and I think they will score more points than what they did the first time, and how many points they scored against the Chicago Bears, because I think the Chicago Bears have a way better defense than what the New Orleans Saints have. Despite how many analysts try to hype up the Saints defense, I still have questions about the other half of that secondary. And other from Marshawn Lattimore, I don't think the New Orleans Saints secondary is really that good in my opinion. And I think Nick Foles is going to have a better day than what he had against the Chicago Bears. But ultimately, my biggest concern is that Philadelphia Eagles cornerback position. I mean, they are absolutely banged up at that position. We saw Mitchell Trubisky had a fantastic day going against that secondary, and I think Drew Brees is going to have even a better day. And I think the New Orleans Saints are going to win this game 35-24. So my teams, I have the Colts over the Chiefs, I have the Cowboys over the Rams, I have the Patriots over the Chargers, and I have the Saints over the Eagles. So those are my final picks.
Yeah, I just realized we disagree on 3 of the 4 games. The only game we agree on is the Patriots. The only game we agree on is the Saints and Eagles, which is probably the most predictable matchup. So.
Yeah, but thanks for coming on, man. Hopefully,
you're welcome, man. My pleasure.
Hopefully, we can get you on sometime in the future. Thanks for coming on. Make sure to go check out Quincy Bell's channel down in the description and the comment section down below. Also, make sure to like the video and subscribe. And